Alright everyone, I'll provide my name, title, and all that stuff. My name is Rob Albretts. Last name is Albrets. I am a PAO for the Lakewood Police Department. And just let me know when everyone's ready.
Do we want him moving up a little closer?
Yeah, step it up a little bit. That's
Sure.
Thank you.
How are we doing now?
Good. Very good.
Alright, sounds good. Okay, if we're all ready, I'll begin. At about 3:45 this morning, the Lakewood Police were notified that Denver officers were following a suspect in our city. At about 4:10 a.m., the suspect was in the area of the Colorado Mills Mall. A few minutes after that, there was a crash between a Denver patrol vehicle and the suspect's vehicle. This crash happened in the intersection of Denver West Colorado Mills Parkway and Cole Boulevard. Lakewood Police responded to assist the Denver Police Department. Within a few minutes of the crash, there was a foot pursuit and an officer-involved shooting with the suspect. Lakewood Police agents were not involved with the shooting. Lakewood Police will be investigating the crash with the Denver patrol car and the suspect's vehicle and providing other assistance to the Denver Police Department at this time. Since this incident occurred in Lakewood, the Jefferson County Critical Incident Response Team will be handling the shoot investigation. At this time, I'm going to hand off to Denver Police Chief Pazin for further information. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Paul Pazin, Denver Police Chief, P-A-Z-E-N. First of all, thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. We want to let the community know that this situation has been resolved. We do not see an additional threat as a result of it. What brought us here? Denver Police Department was investigating a homicide, a recent homicide that occurred. We were looking for an individual. We located a vehicle and the individual, and a pursuit ensued. That pursuit led us out here into Lakewood. A forced stop maneuver was utilized, and the individual fled. The individual apparently fired at police officers, and police officers fired back. The suspect, the individual, was transported to the hospital where he has been pronounced. We want to thank our partners, Lakewood, Arvada, Wheat Ridge, Jefferson County, who will ensure that this investigation is handled appropriately. And with that, Sheriff Schrader is going to talk about what that looks like. So thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Schrader, S-H-R-A-D-E-R. I'm the Jefferson County Sheriff. The Jefferson County Critical Incident Response Team is comprised of investigators from all of the agencies in Jefferson County. Agencies that are not actually involved in the shooting, in any shooting that may occur in Jefferson County, are the ones that are actually involved in the investigation and will be conducting the interviews. The Wheat Ridge Police Department is taking the lead in this investigation. They'll be supported by the other organizations. As a Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy was involved in this shooting also, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office will only be playing a support role in that. That information will be presented to Pete Weir at the District Attorney's Office, and they will make the determination as to the legality of the shoot. Thank you all.
Chief Pazin, can we ask you a couple of questions? First, do you know anything more about this homicide that was being investigated? Was this the one on Pearl Street by any chance?
This is the homicide related to the 4700 block of Pearl, correct?
And how is he related to that, Chief? Can you tell us? Is he the suspect, the shooter, perhaps, or whatever the homicide nature of that may be?
It was a suspect that we were looking for in regards to that homicide.
How did they locate the suspect originally?
Again, those are all parts of the investigation. It would be inappropriate for us to talk about some of those details so early on in the investigation. But we are confident that this is the individual that was that we were looking for in regards to this violent situation, and officers from the west side of the metro area were able to resolve this situation.
When they located the suspect, was there a pursuit, or were they just following quietly?
Again, it was a pursuit from Denver here into Lakewood, and a forced stop maneuver was utilized. The suspect exited the vehicle. There was a foot pursuit. Preliminarily, it looks like the individual was firing at officers, and officers returned fire.
And the officer that did the pit maneuver, we obviously saw his vehicle banged up pretty good. What's his condition?
Right now, thanks for asking. I can tell you that our officers are okay, that we don't have any significant injuries as a result of this. We really appreciate that fact that our officers are unharmed for the most part from this incident.
And how long do you think this scene will be here? I know you had a shooting over there on Lincoln Street. That was most of the day. Do you think
Correct.
This will be the same?
Well, we would anticipate that this is going to be closed for several hours. It's important that these types of investigations are handled appropriately, that we collect all evidence. If there's any witnesses that are out there, we would ask that they would come forward and help us recreate the investigation. But for us to do, for the Jefferson County shoot team to do a thorough investigation, it's important that things are closed and that the integrity of the scene is maintained.
Chief, are there any other suspects related to this homicide that you still may be looking for?
At this moment, we are not looking for any additional suspects. Great question.
Can you repeat how many officers were involved in the incident?
Those are details that we can update later on. It's still very early in this investigation. This only happened a couple of hours ago. That's all part of what the shoot team will break down for us.
And a gun was found at the scene too?
I can tell you that preliminarily, early indications are that the suspect was firing on the officers.
This is the second officer-involved shooting with the Denver Police Department this week. I mean, what is that, like having to be called again to respond to this?
So, that it's a situation where we have individuals that probably shouldn't have firearms, and it puts our officers and our community in a very dangerous situation. The fact that we've had two in a week is definitely something that raises our concern. But what I can tell you is yet again, based on what we know at this time, I'm extremely proud of our officers as well as the officers that from Jefferson County and the neighboring agencies for the work that they've done to keep our community safe. It takes brave women and men to do this job, to confront individuals who are firing at them, who are armed, and yet again, our officers demonstrated extreme courage.
When you say shouldn't have firearms, could you elaborate on that?
These are dangerous situations, and we would prefer that individuals would not resort to this high level of violence, and that's something that is good for our community. If we can, resolve situations without the use of firearms, it would be great.
We heard reports that multiple officers fired their weapon.
Again, those are all parts that will be of the investigation, and it would be premature for us to talk about how many officers were involved.
And Chief, forgive me, you may have touched upon this, but the officers that were in part of this pursuit here, was it a task force with the detectives, street officers? Do you know?
We do know. Again, those are all details that will come out as part of the investigation. We were looking for a homicide suspect. We located the individual. We located his vehicle. A pursuit ensued, and ultimately, what it appears is that the individual was firing on the officers and deputies that responded, and the officers and deputies returned fire.
When the vehicle pit maneuvered and the vehicle stopped, suspect got out on foot and ran from your officers?
That's what early investigation shows.
What was the date on that homicide?
It's a very recent homicide, 4700 block of Pearl.